to another Star Citizen video. This time I wanted to talk about mining and the Prospector. Now it's been a busy month for Star Citizen with 3.6 and 3.61 coming out in quite quick succession. We're all looking forward to the X patch and the 890 jump. And there is a lot to do in game now with the various missions and the few gameplay loops that we actually have available to us, working reasonably well. I know some people have complained that if you have a large range of ships, basically if you have most of the ships in the game, then you are going to be experiencing all of the bugs with all of the ships in the game. That is kind of something that you have to kind of accept with Star Citizen, but I've noticed that in my small scope of ships, having upgraded to a Prospector, a Cutlass and a 300i, having kind of shifted my fleet around a little bit again, I've gotten rid of the Arrow, which was my baby, but I'm planning to buy that in game. The way I plan to go about doing that is through making money doing missions and mining, essentially. Cargo is a little bit of a crapshoot, basically. You might make a decent amount, you might crash and lose all of your money. Drugs are not the smartest way to make money because with the new law system and the police interdicting you at every opportunity, you're going to get pulled over and stopped and lose your drugs or fined or whatever. But the Prospector is a really good prospect. It's literally going out there and grabbing money off of the game engine or off of what's available in the game, right? So we're not going to lose anything but time invested into this. So what I've found is that it does vary wildly what you're going to find and how much or how high percentages you're going to find in your mining, but I do think that there are a few places that have specific resources that will appear in higher quantities. Now, I've found that if you stay around the Crusader system, you're not really going to make much more than you would make doing missions or doing cargo, essentially. The Crusader system, you make between 7 to 15k per mining run for about half an hour to an hour's work, which is comparable to, which is not really comparable to doing missions. Doing missions within half an hour, you can make 20 to 30k. So it is a little bit slower running than missions are. And that kind of makes sense because in a Prospector, you're probably not going to be risking your life, essentially, which is what I think a lot of the scale of pay comes down to. Basically, it's like a multiplication between time, time taken to get to your target destination. So if it's cargo, if it's an assassination mission, anything, you generally get a little bit more for traveling further, and the danger involved, essentially. So, with that said, traveling to the closest moon or planet is not going to be your best bet. ArcCorp may be a good option, but I don't actually have experience mining there. But Hurston is definitely a winner. The Eta moon orbiting Hurston is probably the most profitable place to mine at the moment. Basically, you can make between 20 to 30k, or that's what I've made anyway on my last 2 consecutive runs, mining Taranite and some of the more rarer minerals. I know it does spawn things like agricium, but I don't quite think agricium spawns in the same quantities as the Taranite does. Taranite was the majority of what I mined on Eta, and I made around 25k literally just off of a few chunks of Taranite. Now, personally, I think this is an incentive to go out there and explore, and I would not be surprised if ArcCorp itself, or the moons of ArcCorp, had even more profitable or even more valuable resources to mine on it. I think that, as I said, they're incentivizing us to go out there and explore what is in the verse at the moment. And the Hurston area, if you have a prospector and you want to make money, is probably the place to go. Thank you very much for listening. And if you have any other suggestions about places where you can mine and find decent resources, I would love, love, love if you would just leave a little comment about places where you found decent resources in the verse, and where to find them, and maybe how much you made a little bit. Maybe we can turn this into a little bit of a conversation about where the best mining spots are in the verse at the moment. Thank you very much for listening, and as always, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much. Take care.